SNP, the proposition of separation was defeated, and that remains the case. But as Prime Minister, I think it's right to speak for the whole of the United Kingdom. And I think it's quite right that just as we've delivered on Scottish devolution, we're going to deliver more on Welsh devolution. We've maintained and actually strengthened the institutions in Northern Ireland, so it's time for the English voice to be heard as well. And
so you're stoking up English nationalism?
No, not at all. I don't think the English are nationalistic at all. But what I think people in England want to know is, just as there is the ability of Scottish MPs now to set their own, effectively set their own income tax rates, so English MPs in the Westminster Parliament should be able to do the same thing. It's an unbelievably reasonable proposition. I mean, ask yourself this question: why is it that Ed Miliband is happy to work with me on Scottish devolution, Welsh devolution, Northern Irish devolution, but when it comes to England, he won't even have that conversation? So frightened is he of this issue, which I think is completely wrong.
Your speech today talks about this Carlisle principle. It seems to be in the back of your mind, and if you look at the work the Scottish Conservatives do, that there is a vein of thought that sees Britain becoming a bit more federalised. Could you imagine a federalised United Kingdom after the 5 years?
I don't think a full sort of federal state works, because when you look at the United Kingdom, England is so much bigger than the other parts, and I think it would be a very unbalanced federal system. So I think what we have to do is to make devolution work better in the nations of our United Kingdom. So Scottish and Welsh parliaments, in my view, that should have these tax-raising powers, so they're not just organisations for spending money, they've got responsibility for raising it. And then in England, I think what we need is the ability for English MPs to have the decisive say over those matters that affect England. Then I think the issue could settle down. We haven't reached a resting place on this issue, and that's what I badly want us to reach.